A very good afternoon to you, and welcome to the KB Financial Group Star Championship, which is being played right here at the Blackstone Incheon, which is based in Incheon-si, Gyeonggi-do, and we are coming at you live from this very spot. So the Blackstone Golf Course in Incheon, of course, has a par 72. There are actually three different courses, but we are going with two courses for this four-day event, which is the West and, of course, the North. So that's the important part to keep in mind. We, of course, have the North course on the out, and that's exactly what we are starting off with. Always good to get Lee Jung-min nailing a birdie on the last of her, start, and she's on to a 3 under with the front. Han Jin-seon will go up next, and she needs to get herself out of a spot. A bit of a rough spot. Moving out of the beach is never an easy opportunity, but it always gives you, the chance to do something special. Chun-In-gi is on to her second, effort for hole 11. She's gone in with a 9 iron. Han Jin-seon will definitely miss out on a birdie here, but will aim for an on par for hole 13. Almost does it for her. Keep in mind the fact that we are looking at a preliminary of about 6,722 yards. The main, of course, will be 6,701 yards. The North course on the out, the West course on the in right here at the Blackstone Incheon. And Park Ji-young will go on with her second stroke for hole 11. 52-degree wedge that she'll employ for this. You have to keep in mind one very, very important part. Of course, this is really a 72-hole stroke play that we're looking at. And there's a few bits and bobs to keep in mind. So first up, we will, of course, get to the leaderboard in a short while. Hong Jun-min onto her third stroke for hole number 10. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Kim Min-sol gets on to her second stroke for hole number 11. Looking very, very positive today. Kim Min-sol, she's got a 1 under so far, but keep in mind the fact that it's never really, anything to go by right at the start. Also, if you see that little sign flashing there with the number 20, well, that's just agonizingly close, isn't it, to get started. A gentle tap and we'll finish the job, but just missing out on would have been a good score here. Meanwhile, trouble still prevails just a little bit for Han Jin-seon as she bogeys the 13th. So this is the 20th Star Championship. And it's a very important one to keep in mind. We've had a couple of winners over the last few years. Yoo Hyun-jo won it last year actually, and with pretty much with a straight finish of a 13 under, and Song Yoo-jin finished runner-up with 11 under, and Yoon Ina finished right behind the top two in third position with a 10 under. It was a clean stroke, no tiebreaker in there. Just the way that some golfers would love it. No need of that extra stress or that extra challenge at the end. Some do thrive on that, of course. Yoo Hyun-jo, she is the defending champion in this event after having won it last year. On to her third stroke for hole number 10. So her birdies, of course, 23.26%, which puts her in third position, on that leaderboard as far as the birdies are concerned in 2025. Well, she's just going to sit on the rim of that. A bit unfortunate here. I did have it all together, meticulously planned, but well, sometimes if things have got to take a turn, they will. So who's going to, be the big winner this year? That's a big question. It's on everyone's mind. We've just got started. Chuninggi onto a third stroke for hole 11. That's a stubborn ball, isn't it? Just decided to keep away when it had to. Skimmed the surface. Said hello to the tin cup. Park Hyun Kyung now onto her second stroke for hole number 12. Needs to get off the rough. It's not that she's in too much of a worry, but she's onto hole number 12. Well, I would believe decent enough placement for her. Puts her, into good stead to finish off well with this hole. She's also won a tournament this year, Park Hyun Kyung. Did very, very well, a couple of months back at the E1 Charity Open on the 25th of May. Kim Min-sol also has her own, challenges to conquer. She's had a few good events. Came very good on the 24th of August when she won the BC Card Hankyung Ladies Open. She was in very, very good form at that. And it was a big tournament. It was a 1.4 billion Korean won tournament. And also, her first win on the KLPGA. Hong Junmin won one last year and she won, 2 this year. That puts her, up with 3 wins in total. And it's interesting as she tees off for hole number 11, 307 meters to cover. She's got a 1 under score. Hong Junmin, definitely she's dropped a bit of weight. That's like really, putting herself in the danger zone by saying that. But Park Ji-young is up next to third effort on hole number 11. But Hong Junmin, definitely, she's looking a lot leaner, a lot fitter. Most golfers, do have to keep a fitness regimen. You've got to keep fit to, stay on the golf course. There's no doubt about it. Shin Da-in tees off for hole number 11. Remember, she gets into this tournament on the back of a win. She won her first KLPGA event on the 31st of August. And that was the KG Ladies Open. So, big moment here for her. She's got, there are expectations. Kim Min-sol will look to finish on par for hole number 11. And that's going to be a bogey for her. I don't think that's what she was expecting. And she'll take it for what it's worth. Another very interesting golfer, got a very nice demeanor on the course. Yoo Hyun-jo will tee off for hole number 11. Okay. Just a gentle bit of a swing, not too much of body in that, but she's driven that fairly far. She'll be happy with that effort. Weather conditions have been fairly pleasant here today. Not too much of a reason to worry as far as our golfers are concerned. Here's Seo Yoo-jin, aims to birdie on hole number 9. I would believe that's decent enough start here. And something that Park Ji-young will be happy about. Perfect placement there. Just what was needed, or just what the doctor ordered. Just going to take a quick look at the weather as well. Lee Jung-min gets onto a second stroke, needs to get out of the cat box on hole number 10, 145 meters to cover. So 29 degrees Celsius is what we're looking at. It's not been, when I did get here, it was actually about, in the morning, it was a lot colder. Chun In-gi will tee off for hole number 12, par 4 for the asking. She's in with an even score so far. So 29 degrees Celsius, we're looking at about 2.3 miles of wind speeds. And cloudy skies predicted, which is why you can see that, they are blue skies, but it's slightly overcast. Not really something that the golfers should worry about. As long as wind speeds don't change anything drastically, it should be good enough for them. But looking back at the course itself, it looks beautiful under those shades of blue, doesn't it? And this is the kind of setting that you normally would see at about 4 or 5 o'clock. Having said that, so it's not a very sunny day, and it's fairly pleasant. I think the golfers should be happy about that. Shin Da-in will get onto a second stroke for hole number 11. And although it was predicted to be slightly blurry, it's actually quite clear here today. Kim Min-sol will tee off for hole number 12. It's par 4 for the asking. I'll just about hook that slightly. Not too much. Just a gentle, bit of a diversion towards the landing point. Meanwhile, Yoo Hyun-jo onto a second stroke for hole number 11. Remember, she had that tee off with not too much of force in there. 50-degree wedge is what she's chosen for this. Gets herself onto the green at a bit of a distance from the flag stick. And she'll be happy about that. She's had a moments too, in 2025. Lee Jung-min will aim for birdie on hole number 10. Moon Jung-min, second stroke for hole number 9. ENG. It's got herself onto the green too. Shindain, third stroke for hole 11. Park Ji-young, second stroke for hole number 12. Goes in with the 7-iron. Well, just kind of saw there's a bit of an effort in that swing for her. Just didn't really take her time, decided to just go with it. Always said this, Park Ji-young, one of those golfers who has a bit of swag. She's got style. I do love that about her. Lee Chae-yoon on to her 5th effort for hole number 18, looking to finish the day here. 10.5 meters to the hole. And finishes, well, started off with the out, which is strange. She's still got the in to finish. She's on an even score. Always good to get to the clubhouse on the 9th hole. Kim Min-sol, her second effort for hole number 12. She'll go on with an 8-iron, looking to cover about 125 meters. Gets a good bit of lift on that one. Meanwhile, Moon Jung-min will take her time as she aims for birdie on hole number 11. Lee Jung-min looking to finish on par for hole 10. And she does manage to without too much of a worry. It's time for Yoo Hyun-jo to find her fortunes here on hole number 11. Bit of a distance for a birdie, but she might be able to get away with an on par finish here. Just trying to look back and see, and I do believe for Yoo Hyun-jo, well, last year might have been so Moon Jung-min finishes well the front 9 with a 3 under score. And a quick nod there, that'll help. Just appreciation always. And an on-par finish will just keep her in good stead for the time being. So looking back at the KB Financial Group Star Championship, now that's true, it was the first win for Yoo Hyun Jo. And it was a great year for her because she was a rookie of 2024. Park Ji-young. So Yoo Hyun Jo, not only rookie, she started golf when she was in kindergarten. By the third grade, she had committed to becoming a professional golfer. She knew that that's what she wanted to do for the rest of her life. 2022, she earned an individual bronze medal in the 2022 Asian Games. Hong Jun-min will aim for an on-par finish on hole 11. And Yoo Hyun Jo also at that point of time won a silver team medal with Korea. She won the KB Financial Group in an all-ages amateur competition in 2022. Came back to win it in 2024 in the senior. This is a happy hunting ground for her. And Hong Jun-min, just a tad bit impulsive, skips past, the tin cup. Wasn't really expecting that. So 2023, Yoo Hyun Jo joined the LPGA of Korea Tour. 2024, she won her first tournament, which was the KB Financial Group Star Championship. Now Ko Ji-yoo will tee off for hole number 13. She's going in with a 6-iron. Well, that is terrific placement from her. Certainly deserves a bit of applause there. Meanwhile, Chun In-gi, third effort for hole number 12. And she'll take it as it comes. Would have liked to have done a little bit better. Meanwhile, at the other end, here's Shin Da-in will aim for an on-par finish for hole 11. And that's exactly what she does. She'll be happy about it. Kim Min-sol. Third effort on hole number 12. Hong Jun-min's had a few challenges here today, but she's done fairly well. Not had too much of a reason to worry as such. Park Ji-young will aim to finish on par for hole number 12. And that stepped in. Beautifully done here by Hong Jun-min. Kept it cool as well. Park Hyun-kyung aims for birdie here on hole number 13. It's a good bit of a distance for her. Let's just skip past the destination for her.
플레이하겠습니다.
Yu-Hyun Jo will tee off for hole number 12. It's got a good bit of a whip into that one. Should be happy with the progress so far. She's had a good start, and I was talking about it not being too sunny, but Yu-Hyun Jo's got an ice pack on, which means it probably is a tad bit sunny out there. Easy for me to sit in a comfortable position in the shade and talk, but I do believe the golfers do not agree. Shindain tees off for hole number 12. And it's always the long and the short of it when you think about it, isn't it? You don't realize that well, it can be a lot more daunting for the golfers. Koji Yu, and she finishes with the birdie there. She'll be happy about that. Hong Jun Min teeing off now. The hole number 12, 369 meters to cover. Also looking at Yu-Hyun Jo, she earned herself a berth to the 2025 US Women's Open because she was ranked in the top 75 in the Rolex Women's World Golf Rankings. Prior to the tournament, she was ranked 59th, made her debut at the tournament age 20, and she made the second round cut, so that was quite interesting. Finished with a tie 36th in the US Women's Open. Lee Jung-min now onto a second stroke for hole number 11. So the leaderboard, Ryo Seung-hui still there at the top with the 4 under. She's finished her day's event along with Lee Ga-yong, who's tied with her at the same spot. Tang Shin-sil, Lee Jung-min and Moon Jung-min are tied third with 3 under. And it's been an interesting one for them because if you just kind of look back and see how the performance has been from our golfers so far, it's been a very, very interesting one. There's been so much to talk about, more importantly. And we are going to give you the rundown on the rest of the golfers, besides, of course, Ryo Seung-hui and Lee Ga-yong. And then that tied third. You're looking at the tied 6th, where we've got just 3. Lee Seung-yeon, Lee Yu-in, and Yu Jina. And they sit there, of course, with a healthy score of 2 under. That's Lee Seung-yeon, Lee Yu-lin, and Yu Jina. In tied 9th, then, of course, you've got a pack. There's Kim Soo-ji, there's John Woo-ri, Kim Na-yong, Han Jin-lin, Go Ji-woo, Park Ji-young, Yu-Hyun Jo, Seo Yu-jin, Hong Jin-young, Jo Ah-yeon, Seo Yong-jong, and Song Yoon are all sitting with a 1 under. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And then, of course, there are the even scores. But having said that, it's been a good start. It's been a fairly good start. Not very high scoring on day one, and it shouldn't be. But there are days when you have golfers who will finish off with, even a 7 or an 8 under. Having said that, right here at the Blackstone Golf Course in Incheon, it's been a positive start. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. The weather's good. I do take my words back about the temperature because some of the golfers seem to be feeling the heat, and it's not the heat of the contest, but the weather itself. So don't go anywhere. The 20th Star Championship, or rather to put it in simple terms, the KB Financial Group Star Championship will continue right here in just a little bit. Stay with us. Young, of course, teeing off. She's had an interesting start to today's event. Chuningyi will go next for hole number 13. 165 meters to cover. She's on an even score for the time being. Shindain will go next. Here's Kim Min Sol as she tees off for hole number 13. Well, not as close as she would have liked to have got, but I think she'll be happy with that result. Just to set herself into good stead there. Lee Jung Min, who's in tied third currently with Wang Chen Sil and Moon Jung Min. But here's Hong Jun Min as she tries to get out of a slight rough patch on hole number 12. And that's placed fairly strong onto the green as well. Liu Yun Jo goes on to a second stroke for hole 12. Conversation there with her caddy. Meanwhile, Hong Jin Young Hong Jun Min onto a third stroke for hole 12. Just drives that strong enough. She too's had, I wouldn't say a challenging year, but it's been a fairly good year for her. She's been, getting into those, well, second last day or, final round list time and time again. I think that's kind of will keep her, motivated through the year. And if you can keep your performances consistent, that's what matters. Kim Min Sol will aim for birdie on hole number 13. Just a bit too much of a push on that. I think would have liked to have just withdrawn the force of that club a tad bit. Meanwhile, here's Han Jin-seon. And Han Jin-seon has done fairly well today. She would like to, of course, uplift her performances, and that could happen. But meanwhile, it's Park Ji-young who we move on to. Second stroke, she'll aim for birdie. Remember, she's one of those stuck in that tied ninth. Just needed to get her vision of the destination a bit more. Hong Jun-min will go next. Looks to finish on par on hole 12. Bit of a challenge here for her. ENG will miss out on a birdie. Chance to tap that in for an on par and finish it off. And that's what she does. Shin Da-in. On to hole number 12. I do believe that Kim In-sol will be happy about the fact that she didn't have to stretch that for too much. Yun Jo doing her bit, and the crowd of course will try and egg the ball on, but that ball's going to just stay there with the Cuban, and a gentle tap in will do the job. Moon Jung-min. And that's well done. So she moves up to, well, that tied first with Ryo Seung-gui and Lee Ga-young with a 4 underscore. Starts off the back nine on a very, very positive note. And it's a smile from Moon Jung-min. Han Jung-min still on that even score. She would like to uplift her performances here today. It hasn't been the easiest, but she has done a bit so far. And elsewhere, it's Ko Ji-yu as she looks to finish with the birdie on hole number 14. Sometimes it's just a rethink that you do have. Should have just curved it a little bit more. We'll get a chance to clean it up and finish off this hole soon enough. And that's well played. Did not take too many chances there.
거기 있으면 잘 가니까 한 155캐리 생각보다
So Ro Seung-hui, Lee Ga-yong and Moon Jong-min, that trio stuck at the top with 4 under. Remember, Moon Jong-min's got a chance to finish even higher, because while Ro Seung-hui and Lee Ga-yong have finished off their day's event, Yoo Hyun-jo, of course, is going to go next. I wonder what she was checking for. Is it the light conditions? Is it rain? I don't think so, although a spot of light rain was predicted. We're glad it hasn't happened. So here's Yoo Hyun-jo to tee off on hole number 13. She'll use the 7-iron. She's got a 1 under score so far. Driving that a bit too much. I think just a tad bit too much of club on that one from Yoo Hyun-jo. Up next, it'll be Chun In-gi. As she tees off for hole number 14. Well, I don't know about you, but normally when I get into Korea Republic, one of the things that I love having is flower teas, or those that are infused with flowers. Shin Da-in, she's been the flower of the KLPGA so far. Just wanted to connect that. So she'll tee off for hole number 13. And while one of the popular ones is hydrangea tea, I do like the ones that have lotus, flowers infused into it. That's light green tea with lotus flowers. It's very popular even in Vietnam, and that's the one that I'm actually drinking. Bit of a different taste here. A lot of the green tea available in Korea Republic is mainly organic. It's got a beautiful fresh flavor to it. Park Ji-young will tee off for hole number 14. That's just going to bounce ahead. Chun Jung-min teeing off for hole 13 as well. So to Kim Min-sol, who's at hole 14, 326 meters to cover. Lee Jung-bin, taking an elevation of 3 meters, goes in with a second stroke for hole 13. Gets it onto the carpet. Oh, it's at a big distance from the flagstick. It's going to be a challenge to get that close now. Or to bridge the gap between the two, the place of the ball, and of course the flagstick. It's going to be a bit of a crawl here, I do believe. Beautiful place, a bit of Victorian, design. in some of the, especially in the clubhouse area. It's got that old school design, bit European in its approach. A lovely course actually. It was put together by the IMP Golf Design Group. And as Chuningi gets ready for her second stroke for hole 14, let's remind you that this golf club design, of course, is kind of similar to some of what is there in the world's leading golf clubs. And the JMP Golf Design Group are the ones responsible for it. And that was this prestigious course, of course, the Blackstone Golf Club at Icheon, came on the back of the heels of the Blackstone Golf Club Jeju. Seo Yoo-jin next. And she'll be happy about that. Always good to finish things in a rather commanding manner. Was in control of that effort. Park Ji-young will go on next for her second stroke for hole 14. Now this 27-hole course here features an average of 4 to 5 trees per hole. There are bunkers which are threatening yet placed to maximize the fun of play. The fairways and the rough are designed to preserve their natural state as much as possible, and the gentle terrain with an average elevation difference of 88 meters and an average slope of 13.2 degrees green area, along with the original green area of 724 meters. It truly enhances the enjoyment of golf here. Yoo Hyun Jo goes next. Second for hole number 13. Chance here for a birdie. It looks like she'll have to keep it as an even score. Elsewhere, Kim Min-sol, second stroke for hole 14. It's been a good enough start for her here today. She's had a few questions that have been asked her, that she's had to ask herself while getting through the course. And beautiful, absolutely stunning picture there. Those colors are what I really love. On a golf course, it's very scenic, looks like it's straight out of a painting. When it's a bit too bright, you don't really get that effect or that watercolor effect with a bit of oil. Well, that's what you can see right now with those wide angle shots. Shin Da-in needs to get out of the cat box on hole 13. It's a second effort. She can still finish with an on par if she plays this well. Or she could shut me up with a birdie. So it will be an even score. Hole number 12, Lee Jung-min will go next. She'll aim for birdie here. There's a fair chance of her being able to get one. Still a bit of a distance for her. Hong Jun-min will go next. Second stroke for hole number 13. That's just skip past the destination as well. Moon Jong-min, remember she's tied at the top currently. Second stroke for hole 11. She'll have to be kind of careful for the next couple of holes if she wants to finish on a high year today and get past, her two other counterparts are right there at the top of the leaderboard. Decent enough placement from her onto the green. Han Jung-min will go next. Definitely looking to finish on par, and that's what she does. So it's not going to be too much of a stress for her. Meanwhile, back to Kim Min-sol. She's on the hunt for a birdie as well on hole 14. Still stuck on that even score. Gentle bit of turn on that, and it turns away from the flagstick. Definitely a chance here to clean things up, and I think that's what she'll be eager for. Just needs to keep her concentration, keep her cool. Lee Jung-min. She'll finish on par for hole 12, so she maintains that tied third position with 3 under so far. And she just ascended that a while back. She was, kind of trailing for a tad bit. Park Ji-young next. That's her third effort for hole 14 as she aims for birdie. Struggled a bit today with her form, but Park Ji-young, just that kind of golfer, who's so consistent, you'll probably see her in the final round, or you never know, she might even win it. But she's got the ability, she's definitely got the chops to do what it needs.
옆바람입니까? 플레이하겠습니다. 오케이.
Yu Hyun-jo will tee off for hole number 14. This time a bit more swing in that, use the entire body, bit of the torso to power that one through. Well, you can hear the cheer of birdie being struck there. That's Moon Jung-min aiming for birdie on hole 11. Remember, she's the joint leader. A birdie would take her into top position. 5.8 meters to travel. And that's just going to be another Cuban for her. I think she'll be happy to keep it at an even score at least with this one, as long as she doesn't drop points. Shin Da-in will tee off for hole number 14. Shin Da-in's had her own challenges. Had a quick word with the caddy. Meanwhile, Chun In-gi will aim for birdie on hole number 14. Needs to get off that even score and pull in those underscores as soon as possible. And starting with that one. So Chun In-gi she had a birdie to start with, then a bogey in there on the 6th, and here a birdie on the 14th, and she's back up to a 1 under. Won Jung-min will tee off next. Good bit of a whack in that one. Quick conversation there between a gentle tap in for Kim Min-sol, and she'll appreciate the applause. So here's that leaderboard again as Ryo Seung-hui, Lee Ga-young and Moon Jung-min still lead with 4 under. The top bunks and still Lee Jung-min in tied 4th with 3 under. And then you've got Lee Sung-yeon, Lee Yu-lin and Yu Gi-na who are in tied 6th with 2 under, with a host of other golfers. Stay with us as we continue with the action right here at, well, the Blackstone Golf Course. We are coming at you live from Icheonsi, Gyeonggi-do. Very confident approach and, well, a straight enough birdie there for Kim Min Sol on hole 15. And I think she's just coming into her own, which is a good thing, because I do believe that that's what was required. Meanwhile, Yoo Hyun Jo Good placement there for hole number 14. Well, puts herself into good stead to at least, probably craft a birdie out of this one. Han Jin-seon. Second stroke for hole 17. Oh, that is terrific. That is an absolutely terrific effort from Han Jin-seon. That ball just peeking so close to the tin cup. Here's Hong Jun-min. Second stroke on hole 14. And she's put herself a little bit at a distance from, the flagstick, but I don't think that should bother her too much. Lee Jung-min will tee off for hole number 13. Still on that 3 under for the time being. Gets herself onto the carpet, but we'll have to work to get that underscore. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the course, it's over to Shin Da-in. We'll aim for a birdie on hole number 14. That's going to be a third effort.
이거 말하는 거 맞지? 충분하지.
Always a good way to get the party started, you would believe, by doing your best on day one or on round one, because that's where you can actually pull in the points. Third stroke on hole number 17 here. Meanwhile, Yoo Hyun-jo, remember she's the defending champion. And this is her happy hunting ground. We'll aim for birdie on hole number 14. Well, almost does it. Almost had that together. Just a tad bit of a miss. Bit of disappointment there for Yoo Hyun-jo. She did want to, uplift her performances. Moon Jung-min, who's in the tied top position, just getting a view with a viewfinder, and she's on to hole number 12. Meanwhile, Hong Jun-min will aim for birdie on hole 14. Another narrow miss there. But an on par will just about do it well for her. Lee Jung-min aiming for birdie here on hole 13. And that is A bit agonizing, I would believe. Just so close to actually finishing it off. Moon Jung-min, second stroke for hole number 12. And Moon Jung-min plays that well. Park Ji-young, third stroke for hole 15. And that's placed well enough onto the carpet. Kim Min-sol will go next. She's on to her third effort for hole number 15. It's been an interesting day for Kim Min-sol more than anything else.
이제 플레이할게요. 플레이하겠습니다.
앞만 봐요.
앞만.
Yoo Hyun Jo,
오케이.
first stroke for hole number 15. That's well struck by her. But a bit too much of club on that, and that's going to put her onto the rough. A bit of a distance from the destination. I do believe she'll have to work a tad bit for that. Started off very confident, Chun In-gi. She's just had a few worries getting into, well, the latter part of the day. Shin Da-in, she's looking at making, well, an impression here today as well. Hon Jung-min goes next. She tees off for hole 15. Han Jin-seon, second stroke for hole 18. And I think she would have liked to have got a lot closer than that. Just about missing the line of that, I do believe. And it's actually got a tad bit sunny. You know, those overcast skies was looking so pleasant, like a nice evening setting. And that's just changed. It's one of those sports where sometimes I've got to shut myself up, and I do love that because I love to be proved wrong. Moon Jung-min, third effort On hole number 12, a birdie here could put her back up there, in front of everybody else on the leaderboard. I missed out on that opportunity just a while back. Almost had it together. Lee Jung-min, second stroke for hole 14. Well played by her. Well, gets it onto the carpet. Nice and strong. Yoo Hyun Jo, second stroke for hole 15. Remember, she's carrying a 1 under score. Shin Da-in, second stroke for hole 15. And that's well played by her. Park Ji-young, going to be her 5th on hole number 15, and I think that's just going to put her into a bit of a rough spot. She sits on the border of the green. Well, she will probably land up either bogeying that or double bogeying that. Chuning Gi, fifth effort. Well played by her. She did well have to get herself out of that situation. Remember, she powered the ball a bit too much to get onto the rough. Meanwhile, Han Jung-min onto a second stroke for hole 15. She's got a 1 over score. Had a few bit of worries here today. Hasn't been able to really get those putts right as far as the finish is concerned for each hole. She's managed to stay out of trouble, but then Han Jung-min is that kind of a golfer. Never really leads, comes from behind. And up next, it's going to be Park Ji-young. Kind of, just get the feeling that she's had a moment of focus and non-focus here in today's event. But she's a terrific golfer. I absolutely love the way she plays, and one of the most passionate and dedicated, ambassadors of the sport, if you ask me, in Korea Republic. But she's had her moments today, so she will lose that 1 under score, because remember, it was a par 5 for the asking. She'll attempt to bogey this one. And that's going to be a double bogey for her, definitely, which means it's going to take her up to a 1 over score.
Yep.
Lee Jung-min aiming for birdie on hole number 14. Getting very close to, well, the hole. She's done well here. Would have liked to have just pushed it a tad bit more, Kim Min-sol. And if you need to get off the slope and out of a rough spot, Han Jin-seom could very well do that on hole 18. She's on to her third effort, 2 under, not so bad for a day's performance. She's one of those really cool, calm and collected golfers. I've always loved the demeanor on the golf course. Well, takes everything into a stride. Meanwhile, Chuning Ki will bogey the 15th hole. Hon Jung-min, third effort for hole 15. Shin Da-in needs to get on to her approach shot here on hole 15. She struggled a tad bit, but I think it's a fairly good event for her so far. Yoo Hyun-jo, the third stroke. Decent enough positioning from her. Hon Jung-min, first stroke for hole 13.
있어.
Ji Han-sol will aim for birdie on hole number 17. That's a third effort. And that's well done. A bit of joy for her. Hanchen, fourth stroke for hole 18. Kim and Sol will tee off for hole 16. She's using a 6-iron, still on that even score. Was looking very, very strong in the early part of the day. She struggled to stay afloat, but just the fact that she's managed to keep it in neutral ground, well, isn't too bad, and that's got to be one of the trickiest of the greens. If you hit the slope, it rolls back. And it's got a slope that does take it downwards, including that little bit of a bump and that sudden descent. Remember, this is a hole-in-one event here. Always love to see that E-class. 145 meters is what we're looking to cover. It's a par 3. And hole number 16 is a very, very interesting hole, you know, when you look at it. Slightly uphill to begin with, faces the green partially. There's an obscured by a bunker on the front left. You have to avoid the surroundings and aim for the left side of the large green. Then that course slope and wind conditions do matter. Today it's been fairly easy, so your selection of club is so important here. And well, she's got herself into a bit of a better position here because she's put herself onto that top level. You've got to avoid the two sand bunkers surrounding the green and hitting it too far to the right. There's a small stream that flows behind it. That's another beautiful setting for a painting, isn't it? Those blue skies, the dark green trees, that beautiful green. Oh, that was really a beautiful widescreen shot. Hong Jun Min aiming for birdie on hole 15. Let's push that fairly close enough. Needed to get a bit more on the accuracy factor. There's Park Ji-young into hole number 16. Driven that fairly hard enough. Shin Dae-in will go on next. It's going to be an effort for a birdie for her, but it's doable on hole 15. Park Hyun-kyung, we've been missing her. She's still on that even score. Hole number 17, 126 meters to cover. She's gone in with an 8-iron. Oh, that's beautiful placement. Absolutely beautiful placement from Park Hyun-kyung. Right plumb there next to the flagstick. Meanwhile, Han Jin-seon will be looking to finish her efforts here. Needs to finish on par, 11.3 meters to the hole, and that's to salvage that 2 under score she's got. Well, she has come up with some, you know, terrific winners in the past. So I don't put anything past her, but she will end up bogeying that. Moon Jung-min will aim for birdie on hole number 13. She's currently the joint leader. Well, you can never really read into things on day 1 and day 2, or round 1 and round 2, and everything just turns around by the time you've hit round 3, and that's pretty much how, the state of affairs is always going to be. Oh, that puts her right up there at the top of the leaderboard then. So Moon Jung-min now leads with a 5 under. She's had 5 birdies there in 13 holes. It's a very, very good performance from her, and if she can maintain that consistency, it's going to be something to talk about. Meanwhile, we're back to Yoo Hyun Jo. She'll aim for birdie on hole number 15. Decent enough push from her. Ko Ji-yu, second stroke for hole number 17. Carrying a 3 under score. Park Ji-young, second stroke for hole 16. Just needed a gentle bit of a nudge to get that onto the green, and that's what she's done. Struggled a lot today, Park Ji-young, towards the latter part of her efforts. Hasn't really been the best for her, and has yet to win an event this year. If you just look at some of the winners here, Han Jin-seon will look to bogey hole number 18. And that's what she does to finish off. She missed out winning an event this year as well, so she'll keep a 1 under score. She's had about 4 bogeys in there today, but that's the end of the day's event. She's all smiles as always. Meanwhile, Kim Min-sol goes next. She needs to get herself up the carpet. So that's a chance here for a birdie. Actually well played by her. Put herself closer to finishing with an on par. But just looking at the winners we've had this year, you've had Park Bo-kyung, who started off by winning the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship. Lee won, then won 3 events through the year. Kim Min-ju, Bang Shin-sil, Kim Min-sun, Hon Jung-min has won 2 events. Then Park Hyun-kyung, Jong Yoon-ji, Lee Ga-yong, Lee Dong-gyun, Ro Seung-wi. There's been a couple of winners in there. Ko Ji-yu onto her third stroke, and she's put herself at a good bit of a distance from the flag stick. And then besides, Bang Shin-sil also has won 2 events this year, and you got Park Hae-jun, Bae So-hyun, Ko Ji-won, and then of course Kim Min-sol, who won that BC Card Han-kyung Ladies Open on the 24th of August. Struggled a tad bit today. And then Shin Da-in, of course, being the newest winner, and of course claiming, just like Kim Min-sol, claiming their first wins on the KLPGA Tour. Park Ji-young, well finished with an on par after all those struggles. What a fine, positive way to end, the day's event, and that's what she does. Can pull a rabbit out of the hat when needed. It's a nice finish from her, and I think puts her into good morale for tomorrow's event. Lee Jung-min, third stroke for hole 15. Driven that fairly strong, a bit too strong if you ask me, to get away from the destination. Chun In-gi will aim for birdie on hole 16. Here's Ko Ji-yu, looks to finish on par for hole 17, and just a narrow miss for her. And that'll get the job done. It's been a tough day at the office. Not as tough as she would have expected, but she's had her struggles. Kim Min Sol. Yes, Ko Ji Yu as she looks to bogey. The 17th needs to plan this out well. I always have a problem sitting on my haunches on a slope. Not a problem at all for, well, Ko Ji Yu. And I've said this, a lot of the golfers really do work very hard at their fitness and, keeping themselves groomed for the occasion. Oh, that's just slipped out at the wrong time. A bit unfortunate here as she'll finish with a double bogey on the 17th. That kind of is going to drop her points down, but she's still got a chance to, well, do well with the next hole. Having said that, the hole-in-one event, the 16th hole, it'll be Yoo Hyun Jo to tee off. Very well placed by Yoo Hyun Jo. Park Hyun Kyung will aim for birdie on hole number 17. Well, she needs to get this right to get into the underscore zone. And that's a decent enough finish from her. So she goes up to a 1 under. Shin Da-in will go next. As she tees off for hole number 16. And elsewhere on the course, Seo Yoo Jin will aim for birdie on hole 14. She too has been struggling through with that, even score. It's a decent enough finish for her here. Kwon Jung Min. Kwon Jung Min too is just about, trying to get her, well, act together, trying to pull in as much as she can. It's been a couple of worries for her today. Kim Min Sol tees off for hole 17. Chuningi will go next. Lee Jung-min will aim for an on-par finish for hole 15. Meanwhile, Han Jung-min should be keen on just trying to finish in a, better manner probably today more than anything else. She's on to a 16th well hole. Chuningi needs to get out of the cat box here. Let's get a good bit of club behind that. Second stroke for hole 16, will aim for birdie here. Park Ji-young, second stroke for hole 17. And that is placement from her. She would like to finish on a high note, Park Ji-young. She's had a few struggles here today, try to keep things together, but it's been, well, really, really tough for her. Yoo Hyun-jo, kind of a familiar position where, well, Koji Yu was a while back. Just, getting a view of that well hole from a tad bit of a distance. We'll look for birdie here on hole 16. Chance for her to go up to a 2 under. Nicely done. So Yoo Hyun-jo gets into the, well, positive area as far as she's concerned. So 2 under, and she's still got 2 holes to play for. So Shindayan will go next. Needs to keep this on par for hole number 16. Well, just to avoid the blemishes more than anything else, I would believe. And that's a decent enough finish from Shindayan. Moon Jong-min will go next as she aims for birdie. And that's well played by her. Oh, she's been going from strength to strength here. Absolutely fine work being done by her. She currently is at the top of the leaderboard, 6 under, consecutive birdies on hole 13 and 14. And she's got a nice bag as well. Well, it's just about 29 degrees, but I think the sun's been a tad bit hot in certain spots. Being in the open is different from sitting under the shade like me. Hong Jung-min will aim for birdie here, or sorry, for a non-par finish on hole 16. She's achieved that. So as long as, well, she doesn't dip into those over scores, I think that's kind of kept her well going. Chung In-gi will go next. Aims for birdie on hole number 17. Decently tucked in, not a worry. Meanwhile, it's Park Ji-young. Park Ji-young's expression says it all. Meanwhile, Seo Yoo-jin. She's very prolific last year, but this year she's just had, well, she's had a moments, on the course more than anything else. Seo Yoo-jin. It'll be interesting to see how, she comes up with the goods here. Kim Min-sol will aim for birdie on hole number 17. And that's well done by her. So on to hole number 16. Remember, it's a hole-in-one event that we are talking of. And Lee Jung-min, well, tees off. Got herself onto that upper level. I'd like to call it a two-tiered level here for hole 16. Well, it looks so easy, isn't it, when you talk about it, and you always think that it's going to be, well, not that difficult because it's a par 3, and how tough can it get? But that two-step green, it can be a real bother. Now, par 4 for the asking for this one. Hole number 17, 355 meters. Yoo Hyun-jo will tee off. Remember, she's got a good opportunity here to get, well, her scores up as well. And she's kept herself on the fairways, which is a good thing. Just about missed moving on to that sand bunker. But she was safe enough. And she knows it. Just a joke there with the caddy. Probably her caddy is saying, it's a good thing you didn't suntan on the beach. And she's having a laugh about it. Well, Yoo Hyun-jo is, she's really young, and I'm sure that, well, she's been such a dedicated, golf exponent, but I'm sure that, well, a caddy must be, that's what caddies do, isn't it? They keep it lighthearted, And while they do, give you the best of advice, but they're the ones you can actually count on to relieve so much of the stress. Hong Junmin tees off for hole 17. And definitely a bit of heat there, because I do believe Hong Junmin is just calming her neck, with the ice pack. Shindain will tee off for hole number 17, par 4 for the asking, as we can see. Once again, let's remind you that this is the 20th anniversary, of the Star Championship. It's a very prestigious year, actually, 2025. We roll back the years and look at, 2005 for the start, but the KB Financial Group Star Championship, that's what it is. And those are, of course, that's a sponsor. And we are coming at you live from the Blackstone golf course. I do love that name. And live from Icheonsi, Gyeonggi-do, where Moon Jung-min leads the way with 6 under, and she still has 4 holes to play. Roh Seung-hui and Lee Ga-yong are tied second with 4 under. Bang Shin-sil and Lee Jung-min then, of course, follow with that 3 under score. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this wonderful event. And do enjoy, of course, this beautiful widescreen shots that the cameramen have been giving us. Shinda in, struggling through the motions here as Koji Yu gets ready to take a third stroke for hole number 18. Moon Jung-min, she was having a really good run, just had a bit of a worry there. Well, she has to keep that 6 under score, intact if she wants to, well, continue with her run. It's been a good run for her today and an excellent day at the office. Meanwhile, for Hon Jung-min, it's been a rough one so far. Got a 1 over score, second stroke for hole number 17, and her approach here will matter. Chuning-gi. Hole 18. And that's gone straight past the tin cup. Moon Jung-min. Remember, she had a very, very good start, but got even better as the days progressed. Left to be seen what she can do well as she gets closer towards the end of the day. That's a decent enough placement for her to put it on there. Hon Jung-min just pushing that nicely. Park Hyun-kyung will go next. She aims for birdie. Oh, that's going to be a bit of disappointment for her. She's definitely expecting to make it count, and she finishes with an even score, 37 on the out, 34 on the in, and a 1 under score. I don't think she's going to be too, well, distraught about that, but would have probably liked to have just finished a bit higher as far as the score is concerned. Meanwhile, Yoo Hyun-jo, the third stroke for hole number 17. Go to you. Well, finishes with 35. I think it's just a double bogey that troubled her a bit on hole number 17. Kim and Sol, second stroke for hole 18. She too would like to finish on a more positive note, compared to how she started off today's event. Well, just looking at the prize money for this event, it's 1.2 billion Korean won. That's about 862,415.88 US dollars. Yoo-Hyun Jo will look to keep that 2 under intact. That's exactly what she does. So at the end of round 17, at the end of hole 17, she's still on 2 under. She's got one more hole to play for, and she's still well smiling, probably regarding what the caddy said to her a while back. Lee Yulin, she also has a 2 under, 6.9 meters to the hole. Will aim for birdie on hole number 9. Oh, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. That ball just needed a bit more coaxing, and that would do it as she finishes well on par here. So Lee Yulin finishes with 34 on the out, 36 on the in, and a 2 under score. She'll be back tomorrow, which will be good to see her. Just a pat of appreciation from her caddy. Lee Jung-min, second stroke for hole 17. Remember, she's on that 3 under score. It's such an amazing thing when you actually look at the caddies. You have, well, the younger caddies are always joking and always laughing, and then you have the older caddies, and I'm talking about the really seasoned ones, who tend to be almost like mentors or father figures, and they're so understanding and kind, and it's such a different kind of relationship or communication that they have with the golfer. Was looking at Lee Yulin's caddy just a while back. Kim In-sol, third stroke for hole 18. Remember, she wants to finish this on a positive note, and this approach shot will matter the most for her. Got herself onto the green. Will have to work for a birdie, but I think she'll be happy. It's not too much of a stress here. Won Jung-min needs to finish this on par, and that's going to drop her score down. She'd still be up there at the top position, but she will bogey this one. So still the leader with 5 under, her first bogey of the day. 3 holes more to play for. Won Jung-min tees off for hole number 18.
손이 약간 조금만.
근데 넘어가.
Chun In-gi will go next. Third stroke on hole 18. That's into the cat box. Yu Hyun Jo, last hole for the day as she tees off. And that hole 18, of course, has a beautiful, majestic scenery. Oh, that's just a shining example of it. And especially from the summit, when you're teeing off, you have a really great view. But the fairway curves to the right, surrounded by a few rock cliffs. There's bunkers are strategically placed along the right side of the fairway. And there's that one isolated bunker nestled within that curve. Gotta be careful of that. Park Ju-young, second stroke for hole 9. Chun-in-gi on a fourth effort, and that tells us a little bit about it, because you really need to be very careful, especially the long hitters need to consider the risk of reaching the green with their second shot. Now that ball's of course rolled at a bit of a distance from the flagstick for Chun-in-gi, so once it does hit the green, the ball does tend to travel a lot faster on the surface. Lee Jung-min will aim for birdie on hole number 17. And that's a fair enough finish. Oh, that is one moment of joy there for the audience as well. And Chun-in-gi will tap that to finish off at 37. She did bogey the last one. She's got a 1 over score to finish with. But she's had her moments on the course, and she was delightful to watch. I do love the fact that she's wearing the pink ribbon. Remember, it's in support of the Foundation for Women's Breast Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. So I try and do my part as well when it comes to, well, a cause like this, which is, well, so very important. Park Ji-young will look to finish with a birdie on hole 18. And I don't have a pink ribbon, but I have a pink microphone, if that helps, and that's a personal one. I do reserve it especially for a cause more than anything else. And Park Ji-young, well, her worries just continue through the day here. Meanwhile, Moon Jung-min will tee off for hole number 16. Kim Min-sol aims. Oh, that is terrific. Terrific way to end the day for Kim Min-sol. Consecutive birdies on hole number 17 and 18, and a 2 under score to finish the day. Meanwhile, Lee Jung-min will have to finish with an even score. Here's Park Ji-young. That ends her day's worries. 35 on the out, 38 on the in. Had a double bogey on the 15th and a bogey on the 8th. But she'll be glad it's pretty much done and dusted here. Meanwhile, yes, Park Chu-young was aiming for birdie on hole 9. And that's well played by her. .38 on the out, 34 on the in. She'll be back tomorrow. Hong Jun-min goes next for hole 18.
내일 진짜 빡빡하다. 내일은 진짜 9시 너무 싫어.
Shin Da-in is on to a second stroke for hole 18.
시간 수당이 누구요? 어디요? 공 어디요? 공이 안 붙지.
And Yu Hyun Jo does continue to joke with the caddy. Remember, this is her. Well, she's pretty much coming towards the end of the day's event. Her second stroke here. So Moon Jong-min still at the top there. She's got 3 more holes to play for. She's got 5 under. Roh Seung-hui and Lee Ga-yong in tied second with 4 under, and in tied fourth, Bang Shin-sun and Lee Jung-min with 3 under, and Lee Yulin, well, in that tied 6 quintet with 2 under. And then of course you got Park Hyun-kyung in that tied 11th pack with 1 under. That includes Han Jin-seon, Lee Dae-yeon, and a ton of the other golfers who will be back tomorrow. Beautiful scenic shot as always. Beautiful bright, shades of green there, lovely hues of green. And Yu Hyun Jo, of course, will be looking to finish her day on a positive note. This approach shot will matter for her on hole 18. She is the defending champion in this event. One of the youngest to have made the cut for the US Women's Open this year. She got into that top 75 ranking. Lovely approach shot. And if she can finish with a birdie, it'll be a perfect end to the day for her. Meanwhile, here's Lee Jung-min. She tees off for hole 18. Hong Jun-min. Third stroke for hole 18. So Moon Jong-min will aim for birdie on hole number 16. And that's just going to sail onto the rough. Meanwhile, Shin Da-in onto a third stroke for hole 18. Yugina will look to finish her event, of course, second stroke on hole 9 here for her. Oh, that just bounced by. Just passing by and saying hello. That's what the ball seemed to be. Well, putting forward as it got onto the green. Moon Jong-min, currently the leader. Just got a tad bit tough for her, but she could undo that. We'll need to finish this on par for certain. Shin Da-in, not in troubled waters, but needs to get out of the sand here. Well played by her, very well played. And the fans are thrilled with that as well. So Moon Jong-min bogeying that to drop back into a tied first with two of her counterparts. Was going great guns for a bit. Hong Jung-min next will aim for birdie on hole 18. And that's going to be an on-par finish for her. 35 on the out, 37 on the in. She's had 4 bogeys in there, which really marred her performance, but she's had so many birdies too. Lee Jung-min, second stroke for hole 18. Yu Hyun Jo looking to finish on a positive note, and she'll have to finish with an on par. Interesting day. 2 birdies from a 35 on the out, 35 on the in, and a 2 under score. Yugi now aiming for a birdie here. She finishes with 34 on the out, 37 on the in, and a 1 under score. And Shindain will finish with an even score here, 36 on the out, 37 on the in. Finishes with a 1 over. She's only had 1, well, bogey in there, no birdies at all. Moon Jong-min teeing off for hole 17, a chance to redeem herself and get back up to the top of the leaderboard. Straight up in the air, and that's onto the green. She looked to finish that well as well. Yun Suo, third stroke on hole 18. And that's got to be the funniest when you rattle the flag stick. That would have been such an amazing one. We will get a replay of that at some point. Oh, that's got to be a shot to remember in the day. So Moon Jong-min getting a word there from the caddy because she needs to well plan this out well. Doesn't want to well drop any more points. Here's Jung Ji-yo onto a second stroke for hole 17.
제 플레이하겠습니다.
And she's going through the struggles as well. Moon Jong-min, second stroke for hole 17. This approach really matters to her. And I think that's the reason why the caddy was having a quick word with her about how she should be constructing, well, her next move. He would like to see her finish at the top of the heap as well. A decent enough approach, but she's put it at a bit of a distance from the flagstick. Lee Jung-min aiming for birdie on hole number 18. And that's well played. Very, very well played here by Lee Jung-min. So she's had 33 on the out, 35 on the in. Finishes with a good score, 4 under. She'll be back tomorrow as a strong contender. Remember, we've still got 3 more rounds to go, sorry. This is only the first round, so you can't really draw any conclusions from it, but just a sign of things to come, if you have to put it that way.
그거 안 주고 항상 달라.
Shohei G2 will go in with her attempt for a birdie on hole number 18. Oh, what a narrow miss here. What an absolutely narrow miss for her. Had 2 bogeys on the 7th and 8th, and then of course a double bogey on the 9th, but she's got a sweet smile to end the day. And you can't fault, well, any of our golfers who finish the day like that on a positive note. Yun Sua. She's on to her 5th stroke, which means she'll have to finish on par for hole 18 to avoid any blemishes. She's already carrying a 4 over score. That's a gentle tapping from her. So Yun Sua finishes well here. Mara Som, she finishes with an on par here. And she'll be happy to do that. Kong Jun Hyun. Well, into the sandbox. Moon Jong-min will aim for birdie on hole number 17. Remember, she's looking to reclaim that top spot because she's now currently sitting there with Ryo Seung-wi. Not a bad way to, well, push it, but she will, of course, have to settle for an on par. I don't think that was the intention, to be fair. But hey, you got to take what you can. Lee Chae-yoon, second stroke for hole 9. Ma Seo-young, the third effort. She's 106th in the money leaders for the 2025 season. If you look at the top three, with the money leaders, and we'll talk about that at length tomorrow. And if you have to ask me, what do you term them as? Well, it's quite simple. Rich. Well, if you think of some of the winnings that our golfers have had, some of the performances that they put up, it's kind of surreal in a way to think about it and to think of, how beautifully, they've gone about their, achievements this year. It's not been an easy call as such. Talking of which, neither is this as you try to get closer to the destination. Kang Jung-hyun with the third stroke. On the 9th hole here, there might be something in here.
표시만 알으면
Kang Jung-hyun will go next. Oh, it's always going to be a worry when you do get in there and, you know, try and make something. Well, out of what you have, Lee Chae-yoon will try and get a birdie here on hole 9. Oh, agonizingly close. Agonizingly close, I would believe. All it needs is a gentle tap-in, and I think that should clean it up for her, so no worries at all for the time being. Seo Yoo-jin lane for birdie on hole number 18. That's well played there by her. And Yoon Da-gam has smiles as well. Well, she's had a couple of buzzards in there. Not the best day at the office for her, but I think she'll be glad to have, you know, just finished off the job. And it's interesting the way that, well, this entire event has really panned out today. You've had some real flyers, and then you've had some that have had to dip, you know, a bit with their performances, and you can't blame them for it. That's how, you know, the cookie crumbles sometimes. And just missing out on getting that into the tin cup. I think Ma Seo-young will be glad to have finished her event too. 42 on the in 8 over. Well, her score hasn't been the easiest. So right here from the Blackstone golf course in Icheonsi, Gyeonggi-do. I must remind you that we've been coming at you live. My name is Glenn Mascarenas. I'm going to be with you right till the end of round 4. It's been a very, very interesting time. And what's been more interesting than anything else is the way that this event has actually played out. Keep in mind the fact that we've just got a couple more events, lined up after this tournament. 8 to be precise. And the KB Financial Group, Star Championship, of course, is quite a prestigious one. 1.2 billion Korean won, as Kang Jung-hyun looks to finish on par on hole 18. And it also is the 20th anniversary of the Star Championship. So it's a fairly big one for us here. Shin Da-in won the previous tournament. That was the KG Ladies Open on the 31st of August. And defending champion is Yoo Hyun-jo in this event after she won the 2024 event. Finished with a 2 underscore today. That's just going to go a bit wayward too. That's a fine end there from Kang Jung-hyun. Finishes with a 5 over. She's had about 6 birdies and 6 bogeys in there. Did have a couple of birdies as well. Or 7 bogeys to be precise. And we are going to get to the highlights, just to look at how things panned out here today. We look at the 15th hole, and that's going to be an interesting one for us. Ro Seung-hui doing extremely well. She's always got a smile on her face, Ro Seung-hui. I do love that about her. She was well in that second position, and then she moved up to 2 under, consecutive birdies on the 15th and 16th. Always loved watching her because she really is like well, it reminds you a little bit of a couple of the other golfers, like the girl next door. Well, on hole 17, well, we did see a bit of a change there. Not a bad event at all, you would have thought. Bang Chun-sil's done very well in her events through the year. And then on the 4th hole, well, she earned her spot as well there. Does shine sometimes, on the first 2 or 3 days, and then just dips out. She's putting a new haircut, by the way. Do love that. Ro Seung-hui again really slogged that one through. Well, there were 4 of them tied in, the top position with the 2 under, including Lee Ga-young, Bang Chun-sil, and Lee Song-yeon. Oh, that was such a fine effort there from Bang Chun-sil, and then Ro Seung-hui, of course, coming close and finishing that beautifully. So 3 birdies in there for her today, till she got to, well, hole number 14. And there on the 7th hole, of course, it was Lee Ga-young, who also performed well. Another very serious golfer. She's always so sincere. And she had a 3 under score. Then on the 6th hole, once again, delighting the crowd here was Ro Seung-hui. And that's what took her up to that top position. She was the first one to ascend the top spot, with a 4 under. And it was interesting to see how it panned out. Then on the 9th hole, Lee Ga-young back again. Well, needed to do well, and that's what she did to tie at the top with Ro Seung-hui, with 4 under. And it was a good end to the day for her. Meanwhile, on the 5th hole, it was Yoo Hyun-jo, defending champion currently in this event. Constructed a shot well, put it next to the flagstick, and then the 9th hole. Did extremely well once again. To chart out her territory. Meanwhile, Moon Jong-min started stepping up her performance and, playing catch up with the top spot. And it was pretty much, that birdie for her, consecutive birdies on the 8th and 9th hole, which took her to 3 under. And then, of course, she'd go on a real spree later on, but did have a bit of a humbling end. On the 10th hole, got perfect putt there, got into that tied first position along with her counterparts. Then on the 13th hole, well, took the lead to top the leaderboard with a 5 under, and that was the best score, I do believe, among the golfers, that she was surrounded by. And she'd be back on hole number 14 in a very, very strong way to seal a position at the top with that 6 under score. But that, of course, would be a bit of a short-lived run, because things would start panning out different. He had a great placement, lovely approach shot there on hole 14, and then that lovely putt just bent it enough to get it in and assume the top spot with a 6 under. But that would change later on for her. All it takes is a bogey here and a bogey there to turn things around. Then on the 18th hole, Kim Min-sol, who did struggle for much of the day, she had a 1 under, needed to finish with at least one more, and it was a perfect putt from her too. Kept it straight, kept it simple, finished with the 2 under score. And then on the 16th hole, Moon Jong-min, remember she had already dropped to a 5 under. And that bogey pretty much put her back, well, into that trio at the top with Ryo Seung-wi and Lee Ga-yong. Then on the 18th hole, needed to get a good finish there from Lee Jung-min, and she had a birdie as well, finished with the 4 under score. So she moved up, so 4 tied at the top of the leaderboard. It's been a good performance from her today. So that's, well, pretty much how things panned out in the KB Star Championship, the 20th anniversary, of course, of the Star Championship, right here at the Blackstone golf course in Incheon. Ryo Seung-wi, Lee Jung-min, Lee Ga-yong, and Moon Jong-min are the front runners with 4 under. Moon Jong-min, of course, still has a hole to play for. Bang Shin-sil is in 5th position with 3 under, and then, of course, looking really lovely with a new haircut as well. And then in tied 6, you've got a couple of them, including Kim Min-sol and Han Jin-young, who've got 2 under. And then you've got that tied 12th pack where Park Yoon-kyung, Yoo Gi-na, and the rest follow, including Kim Na-young, Choi Yun-woo, and Lee Chae-yoon. So thank you so much for sharing the action of the KB Star Championship with us, which was being played right here at the Blackstone Golf Course in Incheon, which is, of course, in Incheonsi, Gyeonggi-do. And round 2 will kick in tomorrow, and I'll be back to take you through it. But for now, it is, of course, time for me to, well, shut shop and ship out of here, because it's been a very, very, well, interesting day, and I do believe it's going to get better as we get into tomorrow's event. So once again, while I, of course, end the day's event, let me remind you that day 2 of the KB Financial Group Star Championship will kick in tomorrow, and I'll be back to take you through it. Bye-bye for now.